Welcome back. This is John Roger Berry. Today I'll read a recent blog post from my website at Explorations in Contemporary Spirituality, which I hope you'll find inspiring in your own spiritual life. But first, let's invoke spiritual blessings, that all beings may be filled with divine love, light, peace, and joy. Okay, now on to our reading. Time, our spiritual ally. As recently posted on the University of Alaska's website and broadly shared, a geophysicist at the university has proposed that time is divided into 3 dimensions. If true, then we could, to paraphrase the website's wording, explore different outcomes of a given day without going backward or forward in time as we know it. This is the stuff of science fiction and many a Hollywood movie and television episode. Imagine being able to stretch and thereby extend a moment in time in order to explore different scenarios that bring about different results. With the ability to elasticize time itself, we could alter our destiny. But this concept remains a theory, and except for films and television shows, the ability to distort time in order to do our bidding is out of the reach of us mere mortals. However, even if proven true, the one key element that this theory does not change is the quintessential nature of time itself, its ephemerality. As Chaucer famously wrote in the 14th century, "Time and tide wait for no one." Time is a force working both for and against us. We can and should harness time to our best advantage by employing a somewhat devil-may-care, carpe diem attitude as we forge ahead through our daily lives. Time is a commodity that we must use wisely, and we must choose wisely the ways in which our time will be spent. We can see the looming effect of time shadowing us every moment. The decades pass by in a seeming twinkling of an eye, leading to the inevitable and unalterable time when our lives come to a crashing halt at the moment of our death. Death? No one in Western culture likes to talk about death. What a conversation killer, a Debbie Downer party stopper. Yes, the ride comes to an end. This is due to another inherent quality of time, its finitude. And so our lives are finite. We must remind ourselves that our bodies are born only to die. Yet, how we utilize the intervening time is of paramount importance to us as spiritual aspirants. What it boils down to is this: our purpose in life is to realize God. Or, phrased in non-theological terms, our purpose in life is to unfold the ultimate reality within ourselves. Let's face it, the whole impetus of our society, steeped in materialistic values, does not support or advance this goal. Just the opposite. Commercial interests mesmerize us to remain as if chattel in order to support these very same commercial interests. We are lulled into somnolent complacency by the 24/7 bombardment that commercialism weaves around us. And so it's very difficult to break free from the commercial-oriented paradigm that materialistic society imposes on us. And yet, we must. We need to reorient our lives to comport with our spiritual goals. We need to utilize time as our spiritual ally. So, what are our spiritual goals? Attending religious services on a regular basis, undertaking personal devotions, going on pilgrimages, or reading spiritual books, while helpful and even essential, will not in and of themselves produce the radical transformative change within us, metanoia, that is required if we are to realize God. Fortunately, there are steps we can take to address this critical issue. First, we must want God above all things. This yearning is the key factor to realizing God. While we understandably have secular obligations that must be fulfilled, if we have kindled the fire of yearning within us, then in our heart of hearts, We feel that nothing else matters except knowing God, even as we discharge our daily duties. Such yearning can be cultivated. This will enable us to take care of our daily obligations, yet all the while we are inwardly homesick for God. Second, we must undertake spiritual practices aimed at halting the mind's constant inner chatter, so that the clarity and luminescence of God can be felt. This involves deeper practices, such as concentrating in solitude or feeling one-pointed devotion toward God in order to stop the mind. This can be accomplished, but one must make a commitment to practice regularly in order to reap the fruits of this practice. By emptying the mind, one feels an exhilaration upon jettisoning the contents of the mind, which include rehashing the past, anticipating the future, and being buffeted by waves of emotion, fear, anger, regret, worry. Once the mind is stilled, a crystal clear emptiness is discerned, a cloud of unknowing, and in that emptiness is the fullness of God, the ultimate reality. And third, we must not fritter away our time. Few sights are more pathetic and which evoke such pathos than seniors playing bingo, often at a church social hall, or senior living facilities that offer a schedule of Pleasantville-like activities for oldsters who are otherwise devoid of inner resources or who lack purpose and meaning in their lives. Look, if one hasn't turned toward God earlier in their life, they certainly won't find God while spending their time playing a game of bingo. Our society seemingly does everything to divert us from focusing on the one thing needful, according to Jesus, which is preoccupying our minds and hearts with thoughts of God rather than the fleeting trinkets of this world. However, on a brighter, more hopeful note, especially for seniors, there is no better time than now to commence one's spiritual journey. As Lao Tzu reminds us, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It is never too late to start an exercise regimen. Similarly, it is never too late to begin spiritual practices. Time passes by each moment. Our actuarial clocks are counting down each day. We must not waste our precious human birth, as the Buddhists say, by squandering the most important commodity given to us at birth, time. If we do, time becomes our adversary. But if we do not waste our time, then time acts as our spiritual ally, aiding us as we seek to unfold God within ourselves during this very lifetime. We'll be back with more readings. Until next time, be well, keep up your spiritual practices, and always radiate joy.